Hey everybody, welcome to the Morphin Grid. I am Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And this episode, I almost said this week, but we're doing like 2 a week now.
Yeah.
So this episode, we're going to be watching episode number 32, A Star is Born.
Yes.
Which I don't remember at all.
Nope.
So it'll be fun.
I am hoping there's a star monster.
I don't remember one, though.
I don't think there are any.
The only star thing I remember is the Zord from Zeo.
The Shape Zord, yeah. I want this to be a literal title. I want to see the birth of a star monster. I want a monster to give birth to another star monster.
What if it's like a supernova and then like the stardust settles on Earth in a monster?
That would be sweet.
That'd be so sweet.
So, if you're new here, how's it going, guys? What's up? Welcome to the podcast.
I can't even stare daggers at you without laughing anymore because it's just a running gag now.
What we do here at the morphingrid.biz is...
No.
I don't know why I said that. Is we pause the recording, we go watch the episode of Power Rangers. Today is, like Josh said, A Star is Born. And then we come back, we talk about it. You can watch along with us. If you have Netflix, which, seeing as you're a human in the 21st century, you probably do. I'm going to guess that you have Netflix. So, take 20 minutes, watch the episode with us, so you know exactly what we're talking about, and all of the jokes make more sense.
Maybe.
Or not.
Or not.
Sometimes we're
Or
dumb.
you get a really weird perception of the episode just by listening to us.
Yeah.
You get a play-by-play, but, like, your opinion might be skewed by ours. Who knows?
Yeah. Anyway,
It'll be fun.
there's also DVDs on Shelf Factory and probably Amazon and at your local Walmart at this point. We are on Volume 2, BT Dubs. That's
Mighty
it.
Morphin Power Rangers Season 1, Volume 2.
Yes.
Because at Target we have Zeo Season 1, Volume 1. There's only one. We have Zeo Volume 1. There's no seasons of Zeo. There's just Zeo.
Yeah. It's just Zeo. So yeah, you can watch along with us if you feel like. If not, just stay tuned.
Yeah, you'll get to hear a clip of a killer song, and then we'll be back.
I'm back. 'Cause
It's Morphin time!
And we're back. We just watched Life is a Star.
I don't know what we just watched. I don't know what the heck just happened.
A Star is Born. Life is a Star.
Life is a Star. Who are you?
Jacob, get your life together.
Your brain has been melted by this.
Yeah.
By this, like, 17 episodes of Power Rangers squished into 20 minutes.
Bare minimum, 2 episodes stuffed into 1 episode. It was weird. Before we start, though, our website is morphingrid.tumblr.com. You can email us, littleidiots.morphingrid@gmail.com, or you can talk to us on Twitter, @morphingrid. Those are all the places. We're also on iTunes. If you want to leave a rating and review, that would be baller of you. I think this is 2 weeks in a row that I said baller, so I'm going to try to put a moratorium on that. Now we're going to jump into the episode, which
Starts off fine.
fine.
I don't have any problems until the giant stuff. Really.
Spoilers, there is no star. No star monster.
Well, there's
No star birth.
there's Tommy
There is a star, but
and Bulk.
in a way. So, what we're talking about is there is a karate commercial that's filming in Angel Grove.
And until the end of the episode, as far as we know, it's just a commercial for the idea of karate. It's just a karate commercial.
Oh man, that commercial would be great.
It'd be Zach
Have you heard of
his pants?
Have you heard of karate? You should call this number to learn about karate. Like
1-800 karate.
1-800 karate pants. So Tommy is doing an addition, which is why he can't go to the beach with the other Rangers who are going to the beach today in universe.
Yes.
Okay.
After school, I believe. Kim might even say that. I don't really remember. She's the one who invites Tommy, though.
Yes. So we're gonna get this out of the way right now. I forgot to write down what Kimberly was wearing.
First?
The first one.
All right.
I remember the beach I don't remember. I didn't write any of them down. I forgot.
I don't know. All right.
I failed you guys, and
I think I might remember. Give me a sec.
Okay.
I think she has her pink chucks on with pink scrunched down socks. Maybe I'm just remembering that because that's
a frequent flyer.
A frequent one.
Yeah.
I know she has some kind of dress or skirt on and like a big 90s, like really thin long sleeve shirt. So I don't know if it's a skirt or if it's a dress that she has a shirt over because she holds her books in front of her.
Right. Okay. Yes. That's right. I remember the beach stuff because obviously,
of course you do.
And I don't remember what she's wearing at the end of the episode, but I imagine it's just the same thing as this because I think it's the same day.
I think so.
So I think she's just wearing this again. So we'll talk about the beach stuff in a minute. So Skull is on the phone. Is on his 90s cell phone, which is the size of a modern day, very high end universal remote control. It's gigantic.
Yeah,
but it's not a giant brick. It doesn't have a battery backpack.
Right.
It's just a really big phone, and he's like, "It's an audition, isn't it? Yes, I want a limo." And then someone hangs up on him.
And then you hear a click and a
And I don't know. I mean, I guess he's ordering a limo because we find out that Skull is also,
or he's in talks with the commercial studio, and he's like, "Give us a limo."
Send a limo, yeah. Maybe that makes sense, but I mean, it makes sense to Skull.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense to me.
The audition is at the high school.
I wrote that down. I was like, why is it here? We'll get to that.
Why does he need a limo to get to the school he's in?
He never left, as far as we know, because it's in the same hallway.
Yep.
They only have the one. So I like Skull being Bulk's agent because he wears like a really fancy, terrible suit, and I like that. I like whenever they're
he wears a suit, but he tries to thug it up.
Yeah, like it's a punk version of that suit. I like it when they do outfits. Like I don't have any off the top of my head, so never mind. I feel like they've done it with Bulk did it with his Peter Pan outfit.
Yep. Even later on in this episode, he's got his karate gi on. Am I saying that right? Gi?
Yeah.
But he's got like a denim vest over it. It was a denim jacket that he cut the sleeves off of because they're all frayed.
Because 90s. Because 90s, you guys.
90s punk.
So he's like, I got this in the bag, Tommy. You're going to lose this audition because it's a fight, I guess. So Tommy's like, oh, yeah? You can do something like this? And he takes a scarf off Bulk and does like a scarf kata that ends in a backflip. It's like rhythmic gymnastics with the ribbon, but a scarf, and instead of gymnastics, it's karate.
Yeah.
That's what he does. And then he backflips to end it, and Skull's like, or Bulk's like, I'm just going to go practice a little more. Whatever. So he goes.
I just remembered a gross thing that happens later.
Oh, the rest of the episode, basically?
No, the thing on the beach with Bulk. It's gross.
Oh, yeah.
I've just remembered it.
The line right before that is one of those Power Ranger memories that is like just in my head so much. But we'll get there. So we jump up to the moon where Rita says, like, she's like, oh, poop.
I'm pretty sure, quote, I don't wanna today. But, like, she doesn't even have a headache. She's just sitting on the stairs in the back of her club balcony.
Like, sliding her face
just
down the wall.
leaning on the wall, just like, I don't wanna.
She says...
Goldar's like, but you gotta fight the Power Rangers!
She says, oh, poop. Like, for real. And then she's like, I need a day off. After she says, I don't wanna today. Which, I don't wanna today is something we actually talked about earlier today. How you should get 5 I can't or I don't want us.
Yeah,
and
5
like,
not todays.
And like no matter what it is, like the government has to let you not do that. And if it's like I don't want my job, they have to pay you for that day.
Right.
And like so it's like, oh, you don't want jury duty? Okay, you can use your I don't want it today. You don't want to go to a family function? You can use your I don't want it. But you only get 5 a year because otherwise you're getting greedy.
Right.
All right, and then oh, I got a big presentation? Oh, I don't want it today.
Right.
Well, we can't do anything about it. He didn't want to.
Right. He still had 3 days left. He didn't want to.
Didn't want to. What are you going to do? So then we jump down to the beach where...
well, then, before we jump back down, Goldar's like, oh, get him instead.
Right, yes. Goldar decides that he's going to take lead on this one.
He's going to take the reins.
Well, Rita...
Nope.
as far as I know, takes a nap.
Dummy is stirring.
Oh, we have a guest again. It's Dummy Baby. You remember Dummy Baby? Yeah. Goldar's like, I'm gonna take lead on this. I'll take point so you can take a nap because I think she just takes a nap for the rest of the day.
She just sleeps in that spot.
She moves into her chair at some point.
Does she?
Yeah, because it's just literally like a 2-second shot of her like in a chair, just napping. While Goldar screams right next to her. Because no inside voice on that guy.
No.
So then we go to the beach where they're like hitting a ball around. It doesn't look like a volleyball. It looks like an inflated balloon ball.
Right.
Like a beach ball. Yeah.
There you go.
Precisely. So,
no better ball for the beach than a beach ball.
It's like it was made for it. They're like batting it around, and it like flies into Bulk, who is just kicking sand on girls. He's got like
I thought he had like flippers on, so he was like shoveling it up, but he didn't. He just had like his punk boots on.
He's got his dogs
so him and Skull were just stomping through the dirt, like not picking their feet up.
Yeah, and like they have like a surfboard and like 3 tents.
Skull has a raft, like an inflatable raft, in his mouth.
Yeah, like
why do they have so much stuff?
They're taking them being doofy to an extreme. Like, look how doofy these are. And then the beach ball hits Bulk, and it plants him, even though it's like an inflated piece of plastic.
Yeah,
like it couldn't hurt anybody, but it did. Killed Bulk apparently because he drops. He's like, this looks like a good spot. Then he immediately gets up, and gets right in Jason's face, and is like,
Jason, whose relaxing day at the beach is karate,
is doing karate just on the beach. It's also a very overcast day for the beach, which, like from a filming standpoint, it's better because the lighting is flat. You can do stuff with it. Whereas if it's like really sunny, everyone's like squinting their eyes. And there's like a big shadow over their face because of their nose or their hat or whatever. So like, overcast makes sense. It does not make sense to go to the beach on this day, though. I like going to the beach on days when it's overcast because I don't like the sun being out.
Yeah, me too.
And by the way, I want to dispel a myth right now. You've probably been told your whole life that overcast days are worse than sunny days.
No, they're not.
Right? That literally does not make any sense.
You can still get burned on an overcast day, but it's not like worse.
Yeah. Here's my analogy. You have a light on, and you put a sheet in front of that light. Does that light get brighter? Does the area in front on your side of the sheet get hotter? No,
nope.
It doesn't because there's something blocking it. The clouds block a lot of the UV rays. The reason people say it's more dangerous is because you don't, like, you're not as careful as you are when you're in the sun. So like, you can still get sunburn and it sucks, but it's harder, and it's like you have to be out longer. Like,
yeah,
basically. So it is not more dangerous. All right,
definitely still wear sunscreen, though. That's the whole reason that people say that.
Yeah, still do it, because you're out in the sun for a prolonged period of time. I mean, I am the palest dude.
Well,
we're about tied. I have a farmer's tan that you don't have. That's it. That's
it.
The difference. My arms are very slightly tanner than the rest of me. And then the lower half of my legs from my socks to my knees. I have a sock tan. But, like, I mean, kids from California probably would not want to go on an overcast day.
Probably not.
It doesn't make sense to me. Getting back on track, Bulk goes up to Jason specifically to make fun of Tommy. He's like, your boy's not going to... I'm going to beat him.
Your boy Tommy is not going to make
Your boy Tommy. Let me point out the first logical inconsistency of the episode. Tommy could not come because of... He could not go to the beach because of the karate.
I didn't realize this. The same karate thing that Bulk is auditioning for.
But Bulk
is at the beach.
Is there, unless Tommy is practicing?
That's probably what it is.
He's
like,
like,
I can't come. I got a karate shoot. I got to be ready.
Yeah, he's like,
and all his friends are like, totally.
Get it. I got it. And Bulk's like,
I'm
going to go get a tan, a.k.a. a sunburn, because he is all red except for his sunglasses, where his sunglasses are. So he calls Jason muscle brain.
Yep.
Which is an insult that I don't understand, but maybe Jason was offended by it. Didn't look like it.
Jason is a muscle brain.
He is a muscle brain. He knows all of his muscles. He might have named them all. This is Jeff, my flactoid. Just a toy I'm working on.
Toy I'm working on.
Bulk lays down and he's like, I need to get tan in like a half an hour.
For my big audition in 20 minutes.
20 minutes. That's not how the sun works, Bulk. I'm sorry. So he lays down. He's like, all right, give me some sunblock. And, of course, because this is an episode of Power Rangers, Bulk gets hit in the face with some goop.
The entire bottle of sunblock, like, the top pops off and it just
the rest of it shoots out
all over him.
And he said, I wanted a tan, not a bath. That is a line that is just in my head. Like that's one of those Power Ranger memories that, like, stuck.
That's not one for me.
The other one, there's another one in this episode in a couple of minutes, and we'll get there. Then we cut up to no. Then we have the really gross thing. Okay, guys.
First, it starts as a really weird thing, and you know where it's going, so you know it's going to be gross. But, like, there's mayonnaise in their cooler, right?
Right. They're all out of sunblock.
Because Bulk still wants to be sunblocked, and instead of just using the entire tube of sunblock that's on him, Skull looks in the cooler and grabs the mayonnaise has a theme song.
The mayonnaise does a jingle. So you just heard the jingle if everything went according to plan.
If not, I don't remember the name of it exactly.
It's like Timmy P's.
It's like Timmy P's real mayonnaise. Timmy P's real mayonnaise.
Yeah, like it's like the most regular jingle, but like from the 60s. Like it's not a new jingle.
But like, why did it have a jingle?
It's not even a real mayonnaise. Skull's got this mayonnaise, right? Bulk needs a tan. They've wasted all of their sunblock that's just sitting on Bulk's face.
It's on Bulk.
It's on his chest and his face.
Which that one area should not.
His face, of all places, should not be burnt. But it's the most burnt place. That and his shoulders. So he puts one of those reflector things.
Skull gives it to him because Skull knows he's about to dump a bunch of mayonnaise on Bulk's belly.
Yes.
So he gives him that giant tinfoil reflector, and he's like, enjoy the view, which is basically,
Bulk's face.
Look at your own face.
Which is perfect, because that's probably Bulk's favorite thing to see. Then he takes this mayonnaise, and he starts scooping it out with his hands, and slapping it on him, and then rubbing it in a really gross way.
He, dumps half of it on him, too, at one.
Mayonnaise by itself,
and now it's just cooking in the sun on Bulk.
He would notice almost immediately because of the smell of mayonnaise. If he didn't notice that, he would notice the smell of burning, rotten mayonnaise.
All right, anyway, we go up to the moon because I'm going to throw up.
Okay. I don't want that because we're at my house. You can throw up at your house all you want. So then we go back to the moon where there's 2 seconds of Rita napping in a chair, in a rocking chair. And Goldar's like, yes, they're distracted. I will kill them now. And then it jumps back down to the high school.
It jumps back. Does it go right back to the high school?
Yeah.
Oh, it does. And then we go back to the beach.
Yeah.
After this,
where
Bulk and Skull are back, right?
They're just now coming in, and he's all sunburned. How long is this gap? Because I know the convention is jump to the moon, come back. Time is different.
Right.
It's later or it's not. It's whatever we need. But go to the moon, come back is a good way to separate time, and I think it works for the most part. But sometimes we're like, look, I've been sunburnt before, a lot, and I have never been sunburnt that quickly.
Immediately?
It starts off pink. It's not immediately red and, threatening to blister,
right.
like his was. So, he comes in, and he's got, his sunglasses on. His face is beat red, and, he's walking kind of awkwardly because if you move any of your skin when you're sunburned, it hurts like a mother.
Also, a nice touch. He has a white belt.
He does have a white belt
because he's the newest at karate.
Yeah, because he joined the karate class, but never moved forward. He went to 2 classes. He went to the first class and the one that Billy got his yellow belt in.
Right.
We're about to get into a really weird series of events, aka the rest of the episode. The audition is at the high school because obviously
it's in the classroom next to all the Power Rangers lockers.
Yep, I am kind of shocked that it's not at the juice bar, to be perfectly honest. But they go, Bulk goes first, and Skull's not allowed to come in because it's only actors, not agents, allowed in here. And so he comes in, and he does
the lady, though, is immediately, as soon as she sees Skull, she's like, ugh, not you.
No.
She doesn't know which one of them is Eugene Bulkmeyer. But
Farkas Bulkmeyer.
Right. Eugene Skullovich.
Yeah.
Farkas Bulkmeyer.
Yes.
They're one guy. Whatever. She doesn't know, which one is which? She's like, not you, him.
What if Skull was trying to audition?
Right.
I mean, to be fair, he was in a suit.
Right.
Bulk was in a gi. So, I mean, process of elimination.
But like the first person she saw was Skull, and she was like, ugh, not you.
She's like, never.
We'll take him, though.
We'll take the big guy with a weird face. You gotta take your sunglasses off. So he takes them off, and he's got his Brock Lesnar eyebrows, except for his eyes.
Oh, Brock Lesnar is a big dummy.
He is a big dummy who could beat me to death. He goes in. He tanks the audition because he's like, he's bad at karate and a jerk.
There's a lot of weird stuff that, like, I remember kind of doing, like throwing up a bunch of paper and punching at it. Because, like, I mean, I was a kid, so I was like 7 or 8.
Like
I was in second grade the first time I remember seeing Power Rangers on TV. So I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I didn't look up the air date for this. We haven't done that in a couple of episodes. I'm gonna try to get back to that.
You think you look really cool when you're doing stuff like that,
right? I don't remember doing that stuff. I am positive I did it. I have other weird. I'm not easy to embarrass as far as my old habits, or like not habits, but like things that I used to do. I'm not super easy to embarrass, but there are some things that like I remember thinking, like when I was just like playing pretend by myself,
right?
That now I am embarrassed by. Thankfully, nobody else has to know these things ever. I can keep those in a hidden, dark place.
Probably shouldn't talk about them out in the open because now people are curious about them.
You're never gonna find out. It's only one thing, and it's not even really. It's not like embarrassing. It's just like, why did I have that thought? That it makes no. It probably made sense in a 5-year-old's brain,
right?
But like now, I'm like, you are dumb. Like you're a dumb kid. It's like because you were 5 and didn't know anything. But like my little brother, who I have a lot more recent memories of, who we were too poor, so I couldn't afford karate when I was a kid, specifically when I was Power Ranger age, like
right,
you know,
yeah.
not their age, like 16,
either.
but
me neither. That's how grammar works. If it's
yes.
negative, then it's neither.
So like but we had, you know, we were finally like on our feet financially when he was like 7 or 8, so he could go to karate, and like he learned his katas and he learned how to like, you know, do some punches and kicks, and he went to competitions and he had like trophies, and like I just remember him doing these kind of embarrassing things where like at the time I was like, whatever, being a dumb kid because I was, you know, like 16, and now I'm just like, that's goofy. That's just like, I look so cool. Look at how cool I look. Like the last time I remember thinking, look how cool I look, I was going to jump a ditch on my bike and didn't. There was the ditches in the trailer park that I lived in, like they weren't like sharp drops. They went in, they went up. It was
right.
Pretty nice. If you got your bike in at an angle, you could go in and up, or you could try to jump it. I'm not gonna pretend like I could ever do that, but I thought I could at one point. So I'm like, I'm gonna jump this ditch, and like 2 of my friends are with me, and I'm riding my bike, and I go to jump, and I'm at an angle, so I'm like, I'll be safe, I'll be fine. But instead, my tire just drops because there was a drainage pipe there,
right?
Which meant there was no incline. It just was a straight drop. So my tire went down into the ditch. I went over my front handlebars. The bike came down on top of me. That's the last time I remember thinking, look how cool I look. Because I didn't.
Yep.
That was a tangent.
I don't remember any specific points where I was like, I look the coolest right now. But I know I did. I know I did do that.
Oh, yeah. We both had to have. Yeah, a lot.
There was this little tree out front of my apartment. It went up like, was that a foot maybe?
About.
And then split into 2. So like there was like a step, and then you could kind of like get up it a little bit. And then I would just like get up there and be like, yeah. 2-3 feet off the ground.
Right. I'm in between these trees. You're welcome.
Kids do weird things to impress other kids.
Kids do weird things to impress other kids. I saw a tweet recently. I think it was Bria Grant, who played Daphne on Heroes. I don't even know if you got that far.
Nope. Maybe?
She was a speedster.
Nope.
Real fast.
Yes. just barely got that
okay.
far.
She tweeted, "I wish I could tell every 10-year-old that it does not matter how fast you can run in 10 years."
Oh, races. Oh, man.
Do you remember, though? Like,
yeah.
How important
two of your friends
was?
stand at the end with their hands out, and then you run, and you got to slap your friend's hand at the end.
Yeah. I was never a fast kid to the point where I was like, running is dumb. Running is for idiots. I'm not going to do it. Now I'm like, I wish I could just go for a jog, but I don't have time.
Right.
But like, do you remember? Like, it used to be social currency. Like, can you run fast? No. Well, then you're a loser.
Yeah.
You're nobody, nerd. And they throw rocks at you.
Yeah, that's weird. Kids do weird stuff to impress other kids.
Kids do weird stuff to impress other kids.
All right, let's come back to Power Rangers.
Let's go back to Power Rangers.
Being a kid is fun, but I mean, we're already like a half hour in,
right.
So let's come back.
So they're like, "Oh, you're definitely our man." After Bulk does this like terrible punching papers,
but they said it in a way that's like, "Please leave."
Yeah. Well, she said it in it. It was a little bit "please leave," and it was a little bit like that was dumb, and we're gonna exploit that. And so he comes out. He's like, "I'm their man. I got the part." Drops the mic and he walks
like
away.
in Tommy's face, and Tommy
just gives this.
He makes a really weird face.
It's like a smirk, but like it's a little bit like if I was evil right now, I'd punch a hole in your head.
I would shoot limp little lasers at you until you fell into a dumpster.
Until you sproinged into a dumpster. So then we jump back to the beach, and they're like, "Oh, let's do what was Kimberly wearing part 2? She's wearing short shorts, jean short shorts, and a strapless bikini top. Was it strapless? No,
it looked kind of just like a sports bra.
But look, this was probably a very important part of my development as a child. Because the first girl I ever fell in love with, as far as like media goes, because everyone's got their first that they're like, oh man, was Kimberly. And then Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like, shortly after.
Right.
But, like, Kimberly I was at that age where I'm like, I don't know what I want to do, but I want to do something. Like, I have no idea how the mechanics work. I don't even know what these feelings are. But, dang, you're pretty. Let's go for ice cream sometime. So I'm sure her in a bikini top and short shorts was something I wrote in my journal about.
I never had a journal.
I had, like, 100, but I never used them. You know?
I was always like, this is going to be just about us being kids most of this episode, because when we get to the monster battle, I'm just going to cry. Like, I had this weird love affair. Like, I loved the idea of journals, but I just didn't want to write one.
I would get a journal.
Even now, if I go to, like, a bookstore, I'll go to the journal section and look at them.
Yeah. I have, like, 3 right now that I used for like notes, but like I'm too precious about them, so I'm like I only want to put important notes in here. But then I have composition notebooks and like regular spiral notebooks that I just like, fill up with crap, like just brain dumps. And I'm like, there's no difference between these in terms of function. Like this one has an elastic around it and it's kind of leather.
Right.
That's it. Like, yeah, I would like write for like 2 weeks. And then, like, skip a couple days on accident, and then, like that kind of, the days that I didn't were starting to get more than the days that I did write in it, and then I just stopped, and I did that a bunch of times. So, we're about to get to the weird part, which is why we've talked about us as kids so much, because we're trying to remember better times than this episode. So, they're at the beach. They're bouncing a volleyball back and forth, because they brought 2, I guess. They bought a beach ball and a volleyball.
This one's definitely volleyball.
And it's in slow motion, but they're not talking in slow motion, right?
Right.
Because that would be weird if they were just like, good job, Zach. So then it's like good job, Zach, but like Zach's like slowly bumping it with his head, and then like Jason misses it.
But it's in a slow motion that's like just enough slow motion to notice that it's slow motion.
Yeah, it's the way they do it is that you can change the camera speed itself.
Yeah. Like
how fast the camera takes in images, and then when you play it back, it'll be slower or faster and it like, because the way your eyes take in images, you get 24 frames every second, like 24 still images. That like persistence of movement is like anything slower than 24 frames, you'll be able to tell there's like pause.
Right.
But like at 24, you're like, these two images are the same image. Because it's all, it's just the way.
Right.
Which is why, like, when you look at car wheels, like, sometimes they'll be static.
Yeah.
Because it's moving either faster or slower. Or it's moving faster than your vision can see.
Right.
So, like, it'll look like the car wheel isn't moving, but the car's moving forward. So when you ramp up a camera, it goes slower when you play it back. Because, there's 24 frames in a second of film.
We really don't want to talk about this episode, do we?
I guess not. I'm just giving you guys some information. This is all I know about. All these things are this is the hook.
It's very detailed,
yeah.
though.
It's like there's 24 frames in every, I think it's
I don't even remember how we got here.
Slow motion.
Oh, right, okay.
So, like, you shoot it faster, it takes up more frames per second. And so, like, when you see it, it's, like, going slow, but it's also going at a speed that your eyes can take in. So, like, it's still 24 frames a second, but there's slower frames because there's, like, less in between them. So, like, the persistence of vision is, like, trying to piece them together. So it looks really weird because it's, like, this is regular speed, but they're going slower.
Right.
There's your film lesson for the day.
Yeah.
So, Scorpina attacks.
Yeah, Trini... It goes from Kim, who bumps it up, the volleyball, and then Zach heads it, and then Trini hits it, and it goes...
Jason, misses it.
Yeah, because he's flexing or whatever. Oh, I can't extend my arm all the way. Look how big my guns are.
He tried to kick it.
And it lands in the dirt, and Trini goes to get it, and she's like, oh, no, you guys.
Scorpina. And then it goes to Scorpina, who's just standing on the beach. And she's
it's just like a close-up of the side of her face.
Yeah. That's kind of how they introduce her every time, isn't it? Like... It's just
pretty much.
It's like the same shot of her being like menacing, like, I'm attractive and I'll kill you. How you feel about that? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's find out.
And she's like, let me be a monster. And you're like, oh.
And you're like, ugh. Yeah. So she attacks them. They morph immediately. They start fighting, and there's some putties. And then she has a pet worm, which right now is weird, right?
Right.
She just has a pet worm.
Well, you think that's going to be the monster they have.
Yeah,
to fight.
you would think that.
Here's what I thought. She has a pet worm, and I noticed in this episode that Scorpina's voice patterns, I guess, are really just like there's no wasted words. No. They're really short and to the point. She's like, "Get him, worm," or like,
yeah, or "It's my pet."
Yeah, pet worm, get him.
Yeah,
something like that. But it's really quick and concise, like. Which I like, because it just makes her seem like a killer.
She's all business. Yeah.
She's there to kill you, and that's it.
Yeah. She doesn't need to do anything else. She's just going to come and kill you. So
the worm attacks.
Yes.
Here's what I thought was going to happen. They get stuck in this red worm silk cocoon.
It's a kitty tube.
It's a kitty tube on the inside. Outside, it's like really thick plastic or rubber.
This is the other memory. Just that tube thing is another thing that's in my head.
I don't remember that either. I really didn't remember
Those are the two things I remember about this episode. I did not remember the rest of it, because...
I do remember the karate tryout, but not as part of this episode.
Right.
Anyway, so I'm like, oh, they're stuck in there. This is going to be a Tommy highlight episode where he has to save everybody.
Yeah. Wrong.
It's not, though. And then it just really gets weird for the next 15 minutes.
And for the next hour and a half. Because it didn't feel long. It didn't feel like Island Evolution Part 1, but it did. It felt
like so much happened that now I'm thinking about it. Everything up until this point was 5, maybe 7 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, it felt like longer, but I don't think it was. Now that
in retrospect, there's not a lot of unmorphed stuff in this episode.
No,
just Tommy.
Yeah, and Tommy and Bulk, and then they're at the beach for a minute.
They're at the beach, but now they're Power Rangers.
Yeah,
and the shots inside of this cocoon are American footage.
Are they?
Because you can distinctly see the clips,
yep.
And the Yellow Ranger is a skinny girl.
Those are the two ways to tell.
And the white neck part is really puffy and scrunched down because they couldn't figure it out.
They don't have a spandex
hood
neck guard or hood. They have like a turtleneck on.
Yeah.
Which has got to be sweaty, bare minimum. Then the putties throw them off the cliff into the ocean.
Yep.
Because like stays getting bad.
So then they're in the tube.
It cuts to Zordon.
Well, not yet, because they're in the tube, and they're trying the communicators, and they're getting the no signal sound. So then Trini's like, "Can we teleport out of here?" And Billy's like, "Nope,
can't do it."
None of them try.
No, they just take Billy's word for it.
Billy said nope, and they're like, "Well, we're getting the noise, so we probably can't.
We're gonna die
anyway,
in here."
Fine.
So it cuts to Zordon. Then it cuts to Zordan, right?
This is Zordan. This is Zordaniel.
Zordaniel.
This is a different guy. This is like substitute Zordon.
Yeah, like David Fielding was sick, and they're like, "Hey, you, can you talk out loud?"
Even the written dialogue for the character of Zordon is a different guy.
I have a reason for why I think it's this way, because it's not written like Zordon or Zordan. It's Zordaniel.
Because Zordan is just Zordon, but he's a jerk.
But trying to kill the Rangers. He's
barely passively aggressively trying to kill these kids.
So he has a weird voice, and he goes, "They are clever and brave. They will figure it out."
Because Alpha's like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?" Like, I'm pretty sure he's like, in some roundabout way, he's like, "We should help them." And Zordon's like, "No, they'll be brave and clever and get out of there."
Yeah.
In the meantime, contact Tommy.
Yeah, call someone else. Pass that buck. So I don't know how to explain yet.
I don't really remember exactly what happens from here.
In a minute, I will explain my theory as to what is going on with the Zordon dialogue and like why he keeps saying Alpha 5's
full name.
Yeah, he's like, "They will be fine, Alpha 5. Don't worry about it, Alpha 5.
Contact Tommy, Alpha 5.
Alpha 5."
But like the Alpha 5 sounds like it was recorded in a different session.
Yeah, like okay.
Contact Tommy, Alpha 5.
So it cuts to Tommy, who is his communicator is in his gym bag.
He just walked into the audition and his communicator goes up.
So
awful timing, Alpha 5.
Alpha 5. So it goes to Tommy. Communicator's in his gym bag. They're like, what do you like about karate? What's karate done for you? And he's like, taught me a lot of discipline.
Gives a really stock interview answer.
Yeah, it helps with my self-confidence. They're like, "Oh, great, yeah. Do some moves. Do karate at me." And then he does karate at him.
Oh, another weird thing Bulk did during his that I wanted to talk about, and then we tangentized?
Tangent.
We went on a tangent.
Yes.
He runs up to the table and like karate chops the table in front of two of the judges, and then looks at the third one. And he's like, "Oh,
the Russian judge."
And then he throws up all the papers.
Right.
And he stomps through a chair at the end and hurts his foot.
He's dumb. Oh, and
now we can come back to Tommy.
Yes. So Tommy does what Tommy does best, which is karate. Tommy karate's at
He
them.
starts off with 3 of those jump and spin kicks in a row.
That's how. Look, it works. They're impressive. He starts like just doing like a bunch of like kicks and turn and poses and stuff. Then he jumps up. Hold on, I have it written down. He does a jumping splits.
I thought that was how he ended.
No,
he ends on a back.
Yeah, he does jumping splits and then jumps onto their table, looks judge lady in the face,
does an eyebrows like, "Hey,"
just like you're impressed, and then backflips off and lands, and then I think he just bows. I think that's how
lands, hands to the side, bows,
and then she has a case of the vapors because of him. She is clearly smitten. Kimberly better. I
don't think she has to worry.
I don't think she has to worry, but she better step up.
Yeah.
Just because Tommy has a power over women now. This is just an established thing. So then we cut back to Zordon because the putties are like still slowly rolling them over the cliff, and like the Power Rangers are like, "We'll have to get out of here somehow."
Well, no, didn't they just hit the water? Because Billy's like, "Oh no, we're moving, and it feels like we're in water."
Yeah, because it's really bad dialogue. But then they're like, "Set your lasers to low power, and then shoot the hole in the thing." And they're like, "Okay, yeah." And then it cuts back to Zordon, and he's like, "As soon as they break out, teleport them to their Zords, Alpha 5." And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is Zordan." And he's saying Alpha 5 because he's trying to remember Alpha's name. Like when you know someone's name, but you'll forget it, so you just say it over and over again to them. That's what he's doing. Also, statistically, like, people are more likely to trust you if you say their name a lot. So, like...
Yeah, but that's like me calling you Jake Mason.
Yeah, but, like, Alpha's a dumb robot. He's like, yeah, Zordon. Yeah, you're the same guy. You sound completely different and are given weird orders as to kill the Power Rangers, basically, to actively not help them. Like, they don't even try to teleport him out. They never try to teleport him out unless they're, like, winning. Like...
Better get him out of there before they kill this guy too quick.
We got 10 minutes left of this episode. They can't end it now. So then...
We're only, like, 10 minutes into this.
We are, but we aren't. We're 10 minutes... We're either 10 minutes or we're, like, 21 minutes into it. Because it, like...
And everything else happens in, like, 2 minutes.
So fast. So...
It really does.
So Tommy comes out... Oh, no, okay. So they blast out. They go right to their Zords, right?
Yep.
Because... Zordon teleported them there.
Do we get a Zord summoning sequence, or do they just land in their cockpits?
They just land in the cockpits.
Okay.
Okay? For the first time today.
Ugh.
So they're fighting... Okay, so Scorpina and Goldar are gigantic, and they have a monster buddy with them whose name is Babe Ruthless, which is the best name. This is my favorite monster name ever now. Close second to Louis Kaboom. Because Louis Kaboom is the best name. Plus, Louis Kaboom is a good character.
He's pretty good.
Oh, God, I cannot wait for Zeo, you guys. Zeo
we got a long ways to go.
We got a long way to go.
We got to get through A Star Is Born before we can get to Zeo.
Yeah. So, they're fighting Babe Ruthless, who is a baseball monster.
Both his hands are baseball mitts with claws at the end of them.
On them. It's dumb, but it's great. Like, it's... We should watch this episode of Zeo Ranger. We should watch the rest of Zeo Ranger.
I feel like this is at least 2 different episodes of Zeo Ranger.
It has to be. Because they fight him. Tommy
Don't forget about Scorpina's pet worm either.
Right. Keep that in your back
who
pocket.
you thought was going to be the monster. Instead, now we have Babe Ruthless.
Yeah, for no reason. So they call Tommy. Tommy has a voicemail on his communicator, basically.
No, he comes out and he catches like the 5th ring.
The 5th. I like to think of it as they're like, Tommy, this is Zordon. Please communicator me back.
This is Zordon. I'm here with Alpha 5.
With Alpha 5.
I need you to communicate me back at the command center with Alpha 5.
With Alpha 5. Alpha 5 will direct your call.
Zordan out. I mean Zordon.
Zordon.
Oh no!
How do I delete this, Alpha 5? They're fighting Babe Ruthless, and there's like it's a individual battle. Like they're all separate monsters, even though we only see like 3. We see obviously Tyrannosaurus fighting, and then I remember Saber-Tooth Tiger shooting lasers.
Yeah, because he attacks Triceratops, Saber-Tooth Tiger, and a Mastodon.
Yeah. So then Tommy gets the thing. They're in the industrial complex, aka the abandoned warehouse, the soon-to-be abandoned warehouse district.
Tommy Oliver, you must go help them.
You must go help Jason Lee Scott, Kimberly Hart, Trini Kwan, Billy Cranston, and Zach Taylor. Your Power Rangers, your Mighty Morphin Power Ranger friends. Zordaniel is weird. This I have a theory, and we'll get to it in a minute. But but it's really stilted right now, and it's hard to understand why they're doing this. And then it kind of clicked, and I was like, oh, that's dumb. So he appears on
a
rooftop, like you do. Calls Dragonzord. Dragonzord comes out. They make Mega Dragonzord.
Mega Dragonzord. Because Dragon Megazord
is the dragon hoodie.
As far as we're concerned, they call them both the same thing in the show. I noticed today.
But the Morphin Grid established canon is Dragon Hoodie equals Dragon Megazord.
Yes, because it's a Megazord with a dragon on it.
Whereas the Mega Dragonzord is the Dragonzord with some pants and a shirt on.
It's a Megazord with the dragon.
Yeah.
It's not a... It's the dragon as a Megazord.
Yes.
Not a Megazord with a dragon hoodie.
Right. By the way, if anybody makes hoodies, you want to make me a Dragonzord hoodie? You want to make both of us a Dragonzord hoodie? Email us. I'll send you our measurements and money. So so they get together. Jason he jumps out of the Tyrannosaurus. He's switching to remote and jumps out. So it's got a remote mode where Jason... I don't know. Maybe this is like autopilot.
I know. That's what I was thinking. It's like an autopilot, but he called it the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Because he's a muscle brain.
He's a muscle brain. What you gonna do?
He was thinking, I'm not going to be in it. That must be remote control.
Yeah. Someone has to be controlling it. So he jumps into the Dragon Megazord. No, Mega Dragon Zord. Now I'm confused. He jumps into the Mega Dragon Zord.
Mega Dragon Zord.
What does Tommy do during this
He leaves.
No, I mean, like, yes.
Because he's not there anymore.
Yeah, but, like, he's not controlling the Dragon Megazord.
No, because they're in the cockpit of it. The other 5 Rangers are.
Yeah. Like, what is he doing?
He leaves. He gets bored. He's like, oh, I summoned the Dragon Zord. Have fun, you guys. I'm out.
I'm going to go read a magazine for a minute.
I'm going to go do some spin kicks until you need me again.
I got to stretch, rehydrate from my audition. So it's a baseball monster, right? So obviously we're going to get some sports metaphors.
Oh, yeah.
It's the bottom of the ninth and we need to hit a home run. Shut up, Jason. Just shut up. Just shut up forever. Don't make metaphors. Don't make puns. Don't talk. Don't talk. Just don't talk. Unless you're in human form, when you're like kind of a smart alecky dumb guy. Don't talk. Because I like that Jason. I don't like leader in the cockpit Jason. Because he's always making bad puns or like.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't expect those noises to come out.
It happens. Or he's just screaming for no reason because he has no inside voice. Or the one time where he should have been screaming.
As soon as he puts that suit on, it's like a megaphone in that mouth part.
I think it's sort of like how, like, if you have headphones on, you can't hear yourself. You just talk louder. So he's like, I don't know how loud I'm talking. Is this louder than I normally talk?
Guys, we gotta get him! Ah!
We need the power sword. Did the power sword hear me? I'm sorry if that was loud. They beat Babe Ruthless. They stab him to death.
Well, like, at first, there's like... This is already weird crap. Billy's like, we need the shield. And Jason's like, yeah. So they get the drill staff, which is now a shield.
Well,
it makes like an energy shield, kind of.
Yeah.
And then Babe Ruthless fires a head cannon at it, which just gets absorbed by the shield. And then...
Speaking of head cannons, I really watched this episode.
No, not really. Not even on the beach.
There's no like interactions between characters, really.
Not really.
There's like in the beginning, at the end. That's it. Anyway, yeah. So he shoots some sort of cannon from his head. It looks like a purple.
It's like a purple laser. You know,
yeah,
like in baseball.
Like when you're watching baseball and like the Cubs are like, oh man, we're definitely losing this game. I always called it a match. Definitely losing this game because that's what we do as the Cubs. And then the White Sox, who are the anti-Cubs, are like, hey, let's fire our purple laser at him to beat him for once and for all. And then they hit the Cubs with the purple laser. You guys know how often that happens, right? It's like it's like all the time, baseball. It's like, come on, enough with the purple laser already.
Except this time, the Cubs, who are the Power Rangers, absorb the purple laser. And then he shoots another laser or throws a giant baseball somehow. I don't really know how
he throws
we
a
got
giant
there.
red ball.
Okay.
He spawns a
Is it
red
like an
beach
energy ball?
No, it's just a ball.
Just a ball. And then they tail whip it back at him and hits him. And then they fire up the drill.
Yeah.
And they point it at him. And he's like, ah! And he runs at it.
Because Babe Ruthless is not
stupid.
He's not Babe Smart Guy.
Babe Ruthless, you stupid.
He's stupid. I love the name Babe Ruthless. I wish it was a better monster. I wish the bad but less bad Turbo Monster was Babe Ruthless.
Yeah.
That episode is dumb, but they have to defeat him using the spirit of baseball. And I
Which
love
means
that.
they can't cry.
No crying in baseball. And
gotta go 9 innings.
9 innings, 125 games. They do 125 games to beat him. He runs at the drill like a smart guy would.
He runs right into it.
Just stabs him, so he impales himself on his drill. And then he's like surprised that it kills him after it tears a hole in his guts. We get a shot through the guts, which is just like a tunnel, like a paper towel over the lens.
Right.
Look at this hole that we're looking through. And then he falls down and explodes into a tornado from all the drill energy, I guess.
Yep. I don't know. Stupid.
I don't know. So
Goldar and Scorpina, who were there,
just aren't anymore.
left because Goldar's back on the moon.
Well, what
and
happened?
he's like, "You think it's over? The worst is yet to come."
So okay, this is when the episode goes from dumb to worse.
And I think Zordaniel is like, "Scorpina's there, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers."
And then Billy's like, she's probably in her human form.
Yeah, so they jump out of the Zords.
Zords.
Oh, let me talk about this because I'm mad.
Okay, go, because I have some jokes.
They jump out of their Zords and land in front of Scorpina, whose pet worm is there and is immediately a giant. And then Jason's like, "We need dinosaur power."
Yeah, you just had dinosaur power.
And
what is the point of that?
I can't even talk about it. So Mega Dragon Zord,
where did Tommy go?
Undoes so that they can get their dinosaur powers.
Well, we watched the Mega Dinosaur split apart.
It splits apart because he's like, "We need
Mega Dragon Zord.
We need dinosaur power." So the Dragon Zord's like, "Oh, I better go then." He leaves because later Tommy summons him out of the ocean again.
Because Tommy's just gone. And then, ready? Okay. Then here's my favorite thing. Because Jason jumping out of the Megazords and then yelling for the Megazord is dumb enough. But they get back in the Megazords. Dragon Zord had to he left the oven on in the ocean, so he had to go turn it off. He forgot to check to see if he locked his door, so he runs away. They come back and then they yell for Tommy, and Tommy's like, "I'm back, Rangers, and morphed."
But like not right away. It takes him a second, and then he runs back onto the roof. He's like, "I'm here, you guys."
He says, "I'm here, and I'm morphed."
And I'm morphed and ready to go.
You were already you never unmorphed. What is happening with this episode? then okay, so then they just immediately kill the worm. Immediately.
Nope. The worm wraps Megazord in a stronger cocoon.
That's why.
So then
why they had to get Dragon.
Tommy resummons Dragon Zord, who kind of sloshes in like, "I think my oven's still on, you guys."
I didn't get far enough back to check.
Uses his tail drill to cut Megazord out.
Right.
And then he hops on him.
Yeah, they get the hoodie on.
Now we have Dragon Megazord.
And then the way they do, because they don't do Ultra Zord, but they do kill the pet worm, who's the only name we have for it is Pet Worm.
We also get like the full Megazord sequence.
Yeah, because they're like, we're running short on time. Play the whole sequence again.
They had 2 monsters. First of all,
we could have had twice as much beach stuff.
It could have just been the worm, and we could have had a better unmorphed show.
Yeah. But instead, we got this episode, which was bad.
And then Babe Ruthless could have had his own episode. He still would have been an idiot. But like, that's why I want to see the original footage. Like, why they chose to just smush these two together.
Right. Like, I feel like they used, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they used up a spot, and they're like, we have to use this baseball guy at some point. Like, we already did an episode where we didn't use any footage from an episode, like another episode,
right?
You know, so like now we need to make up for it by putting 2 together. Some dumb rule from the network, you know, being like, "Hey, 2 monsters this episode." Because here's what I think this episode was: it's a lot of people saying each other's names. It's 2 monsters, so it's like, get what they do. They fight giant monsters. Do you get it? Do you get it, kids? Do you get it? Do you get it? Like,
but it's a 30-second episode of Power Rangers,
right? This is the episode right after they got like the super ratings, and they went and they were, and maybe not, like,
maybe not.
This is my theory,
right?
They just got over Batman the Animated Series in the ratings.
I need to find it.
It's on.
I know where
Amazon.
it is. I need to get it. I need someone to buy it for me. Anyway, this isn't a Batman podcast.
They got more ratings than Batman the Animated Series. So Fox was like, put them on at 4. Kids are out of school. They get out of school at 3. They got an hour to get home. Plenty of time. They come home. Boom. Power Rangers. We'll put Batman on at 4:30.
Right.
Which is a half an hour later. So
right. They'll be there after Power Rangers to watch Batman.
So at first they're gonna be like, Batman's on. I'm gonna watch Batman. They're gonna see Power Rangers. They're gonna be like, oh man, this is awesome, because that's what kids did when they saw Power Rangers. Then they're gonna go, oh, and then Batman the Animated Series is on right afterwards. I might as well just stay here. I might as well give Fox all these ratings, all this money from these commercials. Let's do it. So that's what Fox did, and they said, but
we got to make sure everyone knows what's happening.
If they haven't seen an episode of Power Rangers, you got to say everyone's name 100 times, and you got to have 2 monsters. So they know that they fight big monsters. Just do it. Because, like, that's the only thing I can think is, like, you ever watch a show and, like, they say the same, like, the first 6 episodes of the pilot, basically?
Right, yeah.
And so new viewers, like, get on. But
Right.
back then, they didn't have time for that. They just, like, go. So they're like, all right, we're going to move you at the 32nd episode, but the first one has got to be big. It's got to be huge. You got to say Alpha 5 10 times. Here's a checklist. You got to hit every box in this checklist.
Right.
That's the only thing I can think of for the reason this episode was so weird. Because they're trying to be like, this is what Power Rangers is.
Right.
Because like you said, it's like 17 episodes smashed together.
Yeah.
Like, and then at the end, we get... Okay, so let's...
I don't even remember how they killed him. Oh, they just blasted.
They just blasted him.
With a dragon mega blast.
They fist bump, right?
Right.
Because like the dragon arms are on the sides.
Right.
And they just go... and that creates a giant Z for Zordon. Not ZU Ranger. Definitely not that.
No, it's for Zordon.
Zordon. Or maybe Zord. Whatever. That shoots it at the thing, kills him, boom.
I do remember as a kid, like, noticing the Z, like, logo.
Yeah, it's on the back of the Morphin.
And just thinking, oh, that's for Zordon. Because Zordon
yeah.
made all this stuff.
Yeah.
So he signed it.
Right. With a Z for Zordon. Then we go back to the moon where Rita has gotten up from her nap. She's mad that they didn't beat the Power Rangers. And she says, why couldn't you do something simple like destroy the Power Rangers? You've been trying for 31 episodes and you couldn't. What?
She's evil and, like...
She just woke up from a nap. So
and she's
cranky.
grumpy. I get it. Like, that makes the most sense out of everything that's happened so far.
Yeah. I just didn't like it because, like... It's one of the things that, like, it made me frustrated, like, when I was a kid and, like, bad guys didn't get what was coming to them.
Right.
Like, just that, like, innate sense of injustice, like, just makes me mad still. And so, like, when Rita's like, why couldn't you just do something simple, like defeat the Power Rangers? Like, don't blame them. You never did. Bulk, freaking Squat and Babu almost did better than you. Tommy almost did better than you. Like, you've never almost killed them.
Tommy was the closest she ever got.
Yeah. Like, that was kind of yours, but in reality, you didn't do anything.
No, that was just Tommy.
That was Tommy.
You just put him there.
Yeah, and then, like, Goldar almost beats him, but then, because of the way it works, they didn't, and now you're mad at him. And that just, like, it brought up, like, feelings that I must have had when I was 5. And I'm like, shut up, he tried his best. I don't want him to kill the Power Rangers, but, like, at least he's trying. Then we go back to Earth, where...
We're at the juice bar.
We're at the juice bar.
Because they're watching
the news guy. It's the same news guy.
Same news guy.
We need to name this news guy. Chet Lemon.
Done and done.
Done and done. So Chet Lemon is on Alive at 5 with Chet Lemon. He's just basically tooting Power Rangers' horn. He's like, because Ernie's like, how was the beach? And they're like, it was not as relaxing as we hoped because...
Cue the newscast.
The news guy's like, Power Rangers did awesome stuff today. Everyone should give them a high five and some money.
It was really weird because he's like, there was a whole lot of property damage, but at least all the people are all right.
But no people were hurt, which is like...
Thanks to the Power Rangers who fought in the middle of the city.
They have really good evacuation protocols. Especially now
we find out later that there is like a giant monster horn that goes
and
off.
I assume it's like just tornado sirens, but they're like
they're repurposed for giant monsters.
If you hear this, it's not tornadoes. It's a giant monster. It's going to happen every weekday. Get out while you can.
And Ernie's like, thank goodness for those Power Rangers, huh? Because he knows by now.
Because he knows by now, yeah. He's like, they do really good work. You kids want some free sodas? On the house. Obviously, the free sodas are on the house. I don't know why I did that. But so then Bulk and Skull come in, and they're like, or I think Kimberly's like, so Tom, did you get the part? And on cue, Bulk and Skull were waiting around the corner for them to talk about this part. He's like, we got it. By we, I mean me, Bulk. I got it. Yeah.
None of them are like, I didn't record anything.
Yeah, no one's like, weird, we never filmed a commercial. Ever. We just auditioned. So then it's like, have you ever thought about doing karate? But ended up looking like this, dummy? And then it shows Bulk doing dumb stuff. And it's like, if you go to the Angel Grove Karate Center, there's a whole center just for karate.
Just for karate. Which is not
The juice bar.
And it's not the juice bar, but they're like, you could look like this, and it's Tommy. But Tommy didn't learn karate in Angel Grove. He's new there.
Yeah. I didn't think of that. Look, it's... First of all film is
it's
lying,
just misdirection.
It's lying 24 times a second. That's all it is. So, like, I get that, but, like, did Tommy get paid? Did Bulk get paid? They were both in a commercial. They get
permission to use the audition footage as the commercial.
Yeah, like... You'd think one of them would have gone, we never actually filmed the commercial.
Did they even know they were being recorded during the audition?
There's a camera right behind them.
Okay.
So they did, because that's what you do during auditions. You record it so then you can watch it back.
Right.
I was a casting director a couple times in college on student films. This commercial is like putting on a producer hat. What an efficient commercial. Right? We just had to show these 2 auditions. They were going to be there anyway.
Right.
And like I don't feel like they paid him. Because Tommy wasn't like, I got a check from this.
Yeah.
He was like, people saw me. But it's not a nationally syndicated. It's just in Angel Grove. And you go to every tournament. If anyone's interested in karate, they know the name Tommy Oliver.
Yeah.
What did you gain from this commercial, Tommy? You just wasted some time. Power Rangers got put in a cocoon.
So you could smirk at Bulk in a really odd way.
It was a little murdery. That's the episode, though.
Yep, then Bulk skulks away because even though he got the part, he's mad because he looked like a dummy.
Yeah, that's why. If he would have, I feel like he should have been like at least.
So he didn't. He didn't know then.
Oh, he didn't know that was going to be used.
Yeah,
but he obviously knew they were being filmed because there's a camera guy right in front of him.
But like he was like, I got the part, but the commercial was done.
Right.
So like,
I don't know. Maybe he's just seeing himself and he goes, "Oh, I look like an idiot."
Right.
And he just like. Moonwalks away.
He should have just been like,
I'm suing.
I look good, right? Yeah.
You're welcome. So that's the episode. Final thoughts.
It just baffled me, the weird thing. Like, I get sort of from a Power Rangers standpoint and from a production standpoint, why? Because, like, Billy saying, she's probably in her human form. The other Rangers is like, we can't fight her in the Zord. We better jump out. And then they're like, and then from a production standpoint, they're like, we can't just have them be in the Megazord already when they fight the giant worm. We have to have them. We have this footage of them summoning it again. Like,
and we have to use it or else.
It's just
the thing that
It's weird because it's obviously 2 different episodes.
Very obviously. My thing about the episode is that, like, it seemed like they had like a serviceable episode, and then the network was confused by it and was like, you need to add these lines of ADR, of voiceover dialogue,
right,
to explain why these things are, like why Scorpina is in human form again and why they leave, and like they did, and like it just made the episode like overly simple and therefore really confusing.
I just don't see a reason for the worm monster that has no name that I can recollect
to not be
the monster. Why did they shoehorn another monster in? That is what caused all these weird problems.
I had nothing.
Like,
this is gonna go on my bad episodes list.
It's a bad episode.
This is on I
can't like it because it's just stupid. It does stupid things. Really, like, Zordaniel is dumb. He's an idiot.
Jason declaring that he needs dinosaurs immediately after getting out of the dinosaur.
Jumping out of dinosaurs.
Like, I enjoy dumb stuff like that, but not when I'm like talking about it.
Right.
Not like it's dumb and bad, but like
I must have watched this episode when I rewatched Power Rangers.
We
relatively recently.
It was
I don't remember
just
it.
In and out.
It's because it's so dumb. Like, I don't even remember being that was really stupid.
Yeah, well,
it was just I just watched it and then I moved on to the next one.
When you watch it in bunches, you're like, that was dumb. Moving on, and it immediately is replaced by something else. So like maybe the Yoke's on You is a good episode, but I'm pretty sure it isn't. I think I remember it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for us.
I hope it's a good episode. I don't have another bad one. Well, we're recording it later. We're not.
And then Green Candles afterwards. So.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. So.
Then Power Rangers starts to get dramatic.
Get some drama. So what we're gonna do right now is end the episode because we need to.
I'm done.
We're going long.
Checked out.
Josh is throwing in the towel. I want to throw in the towel. MorphinGrid.tumblr.com, littleidiots.morphingrid@gmail.com, at MorphinGrid on Twitter. We're on iTunes if you want to leave us a rating review. That's my whole spiel. We're going to let you go back to your lives. Go back to doing like.
Thank you for reliving parts of our childhood with us today.
Maybe you got some bills to pay.
So hopefully a bad episode of Power Rangers made for a relatively interesting episode of the Morphin Grid.
That's all I can hope for. That's all I can ask for. So until next time, may the power protect you. Mrs. Smearin' Babe. The Smearin'? Oh, cut that out, Jacob.
No,
cut that
no.
out. Go and delete that.